We've got to get off the water. Morning to day 4. Good night's sleep. Very warm. Pretty much slept on top of the sleeping bag all night because it was just so hot. Woken up to loads of mosquitoes right outside the tent. But I've just lit up the Thermacell. Thermacell's a little device that takes small gas canisters, a little pad that you stick in the top, and it heats it up and releases a gas that the mosquitoes don't like. So I'm going to see if it makes any difference to actually removing them. Well, the mosquitoes are gone. 10 minutes after putting the Thermacell on, and all the mosquitoes from outside the tent are gone. When I say all, I mean maybe there's one, but the rest are gone. Incredible. I got no idea that the thing actually did anything, but it does actually do something. We're nearly packed up camp. We've just got the boys' tent to get down. We're having a cup of tea and some porridge, etc, etc. Just getting ourselves going for the day. We've got a pretty short day today, actually. We may try and do some more kilometres, but there is a thunderstorm that's due to hit about 3 o'clock. So we've got about 4 hours of paddling today. We need to do the rest of Whiteclay, and then we drop down onto the river where I think we're paddling upstream. And the aim is to get to a Portage, and then hopefully we can camp on the Portage. We'll have to see. We don't want to be out canoeing during the thunderstorms, obviously. But these things, it's not like weather you get in the UK where it might rain for a long period of time. You have a band of cloud that comes in, dumps all its rain, it then moves on again, and you can carry on with your day. Absolutely stunning out this morning. You can't imagine that there's going to be thunderstorms later. But if I'm honest, could do with cooling down a little bit because it's very hot. Done about 6k, 5k so far. I think we've got another 4k to go, and then we're done with big legs. Then of course it's river work and portages, of which there are a lot coming up, some of which look really hard, including a full mile across a bog. See how that goes. Whiteclay, very pretty. Cold. And that's the end of Whiteclay Lake. We are now on the Serene River. Very difficult to find the outlet. Well, not difficult, but tricky to find the outlet. Very grassy, and it's kind of hidden the way you approach it. But it's stunningly beautiful. So pretty excited for the Raymond. So paddling along the Serene River, which is stunning, and we scared up some, I want to say they're trumpeter swans, I'm not sure. Very common where we live, but very rare. I've never seen swans here before. And they got some goslings, swanlings. Don't know what baby swans are called. Normally, you know, if I've got a connection, I'd check what they're called first, but I'm not 100% sure. And they've basically chased us out, and they're still chasing us. So the female's ahead of us. I think it's the female. The male's behind us. Occasionally, he'll flap up and make a lot of noise behind us. But he's kind of, I think he's given up now. Thanks, Al. It's decided we're far enough away, but they must have left their young maybe 400 metres away, 500 metres away, quite a long way away. But of course the female is ahead of us, so we keep moving along and she keeps going further and further. Waterproofs are at the bottom of the pack. Quite a big cloud above us. No marked campsites. We've got to get off the water. So as we made it onto Pickett Lake, as you've seen, the weather got pretty bad. Quite a lot of heavy rain and thunderstorms. You might be able to hear the thunder in the background. There is thunder and lightning happening all around us. We got into Pickett Lake and we were trying to find somewhere to pull off. We couldn't find anywhere. The edges were all pretty bad. And we then spotted on the other side of Pickett Lake a green patch. So we hightailed it across the lake. Beast mode paddled across because it was pretty sketchy. You shouldn't really be doing open water crossings in thunderstorms, though at the time thunderstorm was not above us. It kind of is now. It turned out that green patch was something called Ogoki Pickett Lake Lodge, which currently looks like it's empty. There are some signs in here that suggest that there are people arriving. Don't know whether it's today or later. Currently it's not safe for us to move, so we'll probably hang around here for a little bit. I imagine no one's flying in through a thunderstorm either. But I'll just show you a little bit of the cabins that they've got here and where we are. This is Pickett Lake Ogoki Lodge. Looks really nice inside. I'd highly recommend anyone who wants to come and stay to come and stay there. It looks very well appointed. I know it was tidied up yesterday, there's a note in there, but I'm not sure when the next people are arriving. We won't be staying in the lodge. If we have to stay here tonight because we can't safely get away, then it'll be somewhere in the grounds that we'll pitch some tents, just to make sure we leave the place nice and clean for whomever uses it. This is their pier. It currently looks very peaceful, although you can see the really dark clouds. There you go, even more thunder. You can see the really dark clouds behind me, so it's not safe for paddling. But currently it's not raining too much anyway, and it's not too windy. But it has been windy, and it has been pretty heavy rain with thunder as well. So we're safe and secure for the time being. We'll stay here as long as we need to before we decide whether we need to move on or not. Morning to day 5. Did we put our tents up last night? No, we didn't. Did we stay in the cabin? Yes, we did. Did check with Wabakimi Outfitters. The cabin was free last night, so we are going to pay for it on return. It's fantastic. It's really well appointed. We got gas. We got hot water. We're having a shower in a minute. So yeah, it's pretty good. Slept on proper beds. What's not to like? Fantastic cabin. There's even an outhouse as well, so it's a real treat. In fact, it made us think maybe we do this midway through most trips. It's a great idea. I've been thinking a lot about my daughter, Esme today, and last night she started her Duke of Edinburgh. Now her Duke of Edinburgh, for those of you who don't know, is a 2-day, her bronze is a 2-day expedition she's off doing in the pouring rain. So she's carrying all of her stuff, backpacking, so she's off having her own little adventure. I'm sure she's having a great time. So there's more thunderstorms due today, so we've got to make sure we've got a short distance to get to what looks like a good campsite, marked on as good, and then we need to get ourselves set up, and then we'll probably have to just hunker down in the tent. There's quite a lot of rain due. I think it's 15 mil, 100% chance, so I think it'll rain quite heavily. Last night was pretty heavy rain, or yesterday afternoon was pretty heavy rain, but on and off in showers. But it's full on thunderstorms, so obviously we don't want to be out on the river during that. On our way for day 5, we've just left the Ogoki Frontier Pickett Lake Lodge. We've got about a 4k paddle to the first portage of the day. That is a 1,000-meter portage. The Ogoki Lodge that we stayed at is not quite where it's marked on the map, a bit further north from there, maybe a few hundred meters. At the moment, skies are clear, or fairly clear. See no sign of the thunderstorm that's due to hit at 1 o'clock, but we got to be in camp. So we got 2 portages, one of which is the 1,000-meter and then a 325 later. We got to get both of those done before the thunderstorm hits. Nobody wants to be canoeing in a thunderstorm. But we've got a little bit of river left, a little bit of lake left, and then we're straight into the river. And that's, I think, pretty much on river now for the rest of it. There are a couple more small lakes, but nothing that's big. So you can probably see there I got my solar panel out. I know some people aren't into solar, but I absolutely love it. Usually most days I can get all the batteries back up to 100%. Just on the first 500 meters of the 1,000-meter port, we're now going back for a second load, so basically taking a break. It's not too bad going actually. The start was quite hard. We're going to 2-man the canoe up the start, and then the rest of it we can hack the canoe, so that's okay. So basically it's all right, and because it's happening a couple of days in, food barrel's already, I don't know how, because I don't feel like we've eaten that much heavy stuff, but it's looking emptier and feeling lighter than it was, so fills me with hope for the 1,500 meter that we've got in, I think it's 2 days. So far it's not raining. Of course it did rain, which means that all the bushes are wet, so every time you walk through them you get covered in water, as you've just seen. And first time round, the lead man, which was stupidly was me, normally I let Hal do it, does the spiders, what I've just seen. Don't know what that is. That's big, meaty and pretty fresh, glistening. So, we've already heard some big rolls of thunder on this 1,000-meter port, which is when the weather forecast said that it would happen. It's pretty good. Pretty good going. Pretty much dead on. We've got our stuff portaged to halfway, where there is a spot where we could definitely wait out the weather. if that's what we decide to do. So we've got thunderstorms in the forecast all day today. We can hear them all around us. We had a few showers and the thunderstorms are still going literally all around us. So we're halfway along the port. We've stopped. We put up a tarp because it was raining. Not hard, but you never know with these things, and you can hear the thunder. Got ourselves settled. We've got the Thermacell on, you know, still surrounded by mosquitoes. But now the sun's out and the campsite, the target campsite for today is only maybe 2k away. But 2k including the rest of this 1,000-metre portage and another portage after that. So there's another 2 ports to get through. But the campsite's marked good, looks like it's on an island. I reckon we could be there in 2 hours. And there's no lake travel, so I'm less worried about being out in a thunderstorm. It's just getting rained on, but you know, right now the sun's out, so we think we're going to move. We think we're going to move on. Hal's checking out the maps to try and decide whether he feels like it's doable or not. But if we stay here, we're just going to get slammed by mozzies. So we portaged the canoe in the food barrel because it was sunny. Now it started raining heavily and thundering. So maybe we'll be stuck here tonight and we've got to port our food barrel back again, which would be really annoying. Thermacell's doing its thing. As you can see, we're only surrounded by 1 million mosquitoes rather than 10 million. We're back under the tarp again. We made it across the small pool from the P1000 port, and we're now on another short port. So it's literally, it was like 50 meters of paddling, and then on the next portage. So we're now on P325, muddy takeout, it's called on the map. But the thunderstorms kicked off again, and the rain, it's now dying. So I think we're moving again. We're literally just 1k from camp. And it looks like it might be a nice camp, how it's described on the map. So we'll be there, I hope, soon. As soon as this rain stops, we'll be out. But this tarp, this DD Superlight tarp, has been absolutely brilliant. Packs down really small. It's really big when it's up. Seems pretty tough, and it's certainly doing a good job keeping us dry. But I reckon this will be the first thing up when we get to camp as well. So as you can probably hear and see, we're in the middle of a pretty big thunderstorm. We've heard so many bolts of lightning. The rain's coming down quite heavily, the wind's picking up now, but we're under a tarp on my in my backwoods bungalow. It's got a big kind of awning that comes out the front. It's not a tarp awning really, and it's keeping us dry. Got the Thermacell on to keep the mozzies away. I've got a little cup of whiskey. Happy days. Storm looks like it's passed. Don't take too much credence from the blue sky. It is supposed to carry on till about 3 AM, so I suspect it'll be back later. We were fine. We sat it out underneath the awning on the backwoods bungalow, and we were mostly dry. So that's all good. Hal's now having a fish, although we have already caught our walleye for the day. But maybe he'll catch something else. But it's all catch and release now. The weather's still quite unsettled, but hopefully it's all right and it clears up and we get a nice night of sleep without too much noise on the tent. We'll see how we get on. I've definitely got some fish on. Yeah. Tough getting him. Got him. Hal's 5-2 up. Chuck him in. He's off. I think that's a baby pike. Off you go, buddy. Thanks. So we got caught out in a thunderstorm, which you can still hear in the background.
Right, you got to start it again.
Okay, fine.
Because if Mum sees me on my phone, she'll...
Oh yeah, she'll just go mental, won't she?
What should I do? I'll hold out a map and look intelligent or something.
That's right. Yeah, drop my map.
Yeah, let me just pretend to look at a map. Thanks.
I'm keeping that in.
Make it not.
Stop looking at the camera.
Am I in a shot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, tell me, and then I'll put my phone away.
Okay.
Otherwise Mum will get
Put your phone away.
Start again.